Right folks, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Liverpool Complete Playthrough. There's not that long to go, 11 games remaining of the season, and it seems to be quite an exciting time. Of course, we're already out of the FA Cup, that was a loss to Watford, so it's just league games, I should say, running down all the way to the end of the year. We currently sit 5th in the Premier League table, which is a little bit of a problem, I must say. Not ideal, and games coming up are a mixture of should be quite straightforward and very, very difficult. The first of which then comes against Middlesbrough today. So let's fire through. Let's see how we get on. Oh, there's a team. There's a press conference post EFL Cup final. I mean, we started off last episode with a press conference, so we won't do that today. But we've got a few days to go through until we get to the. Oh, hang on. Paris Saint-Germain officials are pleased with the Coutinho show. Brilliant. Well, it's nothing to do with them, frankly. And I keep being Iheanacho keeps getting offered to me, as in this is someone we should be looking at. I do think, again, if we were to do another series or another season, I do think it would be worthwhile having a little check in and seeing if we could go for someone like Coutinho. Because Coutinho, someone like Iheanacho, young, exciting striker, would fit in around here. Oh, and the regens are starting to come through as well, which is always exciting, a Football Manager. So then, Middlesbrough today, they sit in 18th, and we've been playing, I feel like every other game you play is against a team sitting in 18th, and no matter what happens, we'll either knock them higher or lower, so they'll stay. Well, there'll be a new team, in 18th that we'll probably play in a couple of weeks' time. Liverpool have already qualified for the Europa League, but a win could see them move into contention for a place in the Champions League. Am I confident? Yes, I'm confident. Firmino's going to make them eat their words. He's been getting a little bit of criticism. Fairly so, I dare say, because he's been awful. I'm absolutely certain he can handle the pressure. It seems the only way... Hang on, well, he's going to shut the press up, essentially. Let's see here. When's this match sees you go up against Middlesbrough's newly appointed manager, Gerardo Martino. Lovely name, lots of O's. Ahead of the match, how do you feel your chances are? I think... He's clearly a wily character, but I do wonder whether he has the desire to take on such a challenge at this stage of his career, slagging him off. I'm confident if we stick to the game plan, we'll win. Middlesbrough then. Now, obviously, again, I reference this quite a lot, but in real life, Liverpool play Middlesbrough in quite an important game coming up very soon. Of course, if you're watching in the past, or in the future, I should say, then that's happened. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm just going to hope it goes well for Liverpool that weekend. At this point, I've said something and you'll know the results. Oh, dear. Okay, then. Let's see how we get on. Pastore, I think, was out injured there, so he's going to miss another game. And how long was that for? Should we just quickly check that again, because I kind of flicked over it. 3 weeks, Javier Pastore. One of the worst signings in Football Manager history. On a big contract. It's cost me a lot of money. He's not featured. So, well done me. Right, then. Middlesbrough today. Coming off the back of an EFL Cup win. And a little knock to Coutinho, which changes things around a little bit. I think straight away then, the obvious choice to replace him is Adam Lallana to play in behind Divock Origi, who's been scoring some goals for us recently. But then again, I mean, talking about Firmino a lot in the build-up to this. Do we get him back in the side? Let's gamble a little bit. He's a slightly more well-rounded character compared to Origi, so we'll try him out. We'll also bring Danny Ings in. Virgil van Dijk's going to come in at the back for Klavan. We'll switch those two back round. Matip to play on the left-hand side. And everything else, I have to say, remains the same. I think Wijnaldum, Henderson in the middle is working really, really well. Mane on that right side is now back and fit and ready to play football regularly, I hope. And Chiesa on the left-hand side does a decent job too. There's not really that much need to change things around. We'll just bring Mignolet back in goal for Karius as well. Bench looks strong. Pretty happy with it. I have to say, actually, looking at the bench, Peter Crouch, we'll take him off the bench just for today, because we've got too many players doing very similar things. I'm also going to bring in Ojo, I think, for Grujic, because we've got Shan there, who can play lots of different roles. Right then, into the games we go. Instructions for those that are interested remain like this. Passing the ball into space. Obviously got very quick, wide players. Retaining possession at the same time. Higher tempo. Playing a little bit wider, as you'd expect, probably with the two wingers and the fullbacks as well. And we're going to see how we get on then. Into the games we go. Submitting the team. Let's see what Middlesbrough are playing. Obviously 18th. Fighting for survival down there. And they've got it all to do, haven't they? Let's face it. As the teams are warming up, of course, we're going to get to see a nice little, what would be the phrase? I can't think what the phrase would be. Basically some footage. I can't think what there's a word for it. I've totally forgotten. Stuani up top then. Pavon on the left-hand side. Adama Traore is very, very quick on the right side. That's going to be a problem. And they're playing quite defensively. Setting up, as I'd probably expect a Middlesbrough side to set up. Obviously, in real life, they're being very, very defensive. We're saying we could secure qualification for the Champions League with a win here. So go out there and impress me. That's just not true, is it? I mean, I will say that, but that's literally not true. So, okay, let's see. I think what he means is we can get into the top 4. We do not secure qualification. No, that's not what happens. It's the teams walk out of the tunnel in a diagonal formation. We'll get rid of these latest scores. We'll keep the league table there, though. Of course, the match stats on the other side. We're wearing the black today in our away kit at the Riverside. And, you know, this should in theory, go well. Let me just make sure I'm recording. That's always a nervous moment for me. And the time, well, I'll tell you what, the time is whizzing by here. It's already half an hour gone, 35 minutes gone, and we've got a chance. Nathaniel Klein, well, the throw-in's poor, and it comes out to Wijnaldum, who's got plenty of options. Jordan Henderson now, back out to Lallana. Sadio Mane tries to put a ball in. I mean, left-footed, a little bit needless, I have to say. Not what I want to see from Sadio Mane. And it'd be interesting to see today, then, what we get out of Roberto Firmino. Origi's come in recently and scored lots of goals in a poachery fashion. And, of course, he's on the bench, so if it doesn't go well for Firmino, we can make that change. Now, this is the thing for Middlesbrough. You can see straight away they're working this triangle with Darun, Forshaw and Clayton. It's how we get stuck into them, obviously. Our triangle exists as well with Henderson, Wijnaldum and Lallana. So it's going to be the battle of the triangles in the centre and who comes out on top. Both defences have got sort of one single striker to deal with. It might come down to who's more attacking in the wide areas. As Clayton goes through, obviously playing a central midfield role, gets the first chance of the game for Middlesbrough and forces a corner kick. Now, obviously, we've only got the Premier League to focus on now, so we could look at things a little bit more in depth towards the back end of this season and see how we get on. Adama Traore is going to go out there and get the ball. There's been no real need to sort of scout this season or worry about training too much. Everything's been pretty routine, so it's not something I've looked at massively. We've got a free kick here, 38 minutes. Well, it was ball played in from Lallana. Matip heads on. Van Dijk's holding his head as if he's offside. Well, he looked very disappointed about it, but it has been given. It's 1-0 Liverpool. I don't know why Van Dijk looks so disappointed. You can see Lallana puts it in. Great little flick on by Matip, and Van Dijk, another goal for him in a Liverpool shirt. You see, oh no, now he's clapping, is he? Well, the first look, it looks as if he was going, oh no, I've made a mistake, but it has been given. And now it's a corner kick. Well, 2 goals before half-time would really settle the nerves a little bit. As Firmino heads down, Henderson puts it home. Of course, a player from the northeast, Sunderland fan as a boy, he probably still is, I would imagine, but gets the goal regardless. Liverpool captain, of course, 2-0. He doesn't score enough for me, does old Jordan, in real life or in this save. Obviously, he had a little bit of a spell out with injury as well, but it's nodded down by Firmino. He gets the assist. Lovely little tidy finish from Jordan Henderson. 2-0 on the brink of half-time, and that sets up a really nice, comfortable position for us to go out this second half with. And it's nice for Firmino as well to be involved, get himself the assist. I'm going to passionately say I'm very pleased with the performance and to keep it going, and that's all I'm going to say. No need to get giddy there. We'll keep it as is. Now, I'm going to be curious to see if Middlesbrough decide to change this triangle. The defensive player seems to be dropping a little bit deeper. And obviously, we don't have, like the triangles are kind of flipped. Of course, they've got a defensive player where we've got an attacking player. So the matchup is pretty even. And it's worth noting that both of our goals came from set pieces. So far, for Middlesbrough, they're doing quite a good job of stopping us playing through the middle of them. That's how it seems anyway. Maybe we'll look at that at the end and see if that is the case. But so far, that is how it feels. With 20 minutes or so to go, we've got maybe Origi to come on. Yeah, I'll bring Origi back on for Firmino. 20 minutes to go. We'll make an attacking change. And Wijnaldum in the centre, I might switch him out for Emre Can. Give Can sort of 15 minutes towards the end. Just to sort of break up the game a little bit. We will do that. We'll bring Can on for Wijnaldum. Was there a highlight happening as well? No. So 15 minutes to go. Arsenal leading, Chelsea leading. It does keep us in 5th position, but as you can see at the top of the table, getting very, very close indeed. And another Adam Lallana corner. Victor Valdez comes out and claims though. And yeah, defensively, hopefully our shape's looking good. I mean, hopefully you can still see this. I'm just interested to look from the data analyst perspective on this, to how we deal with things without the ball. Now, who's that? Lallana's gone out wide for no reason at all. It's interesting the way we line up here. Once we get out wide, I'm going to pause it to see. Okay, well, actually, that was an attacking move late in the game. And you can see automatically, but they must know then, I assume. I know there was a sort of a clearance from the goalkeeper, but they must know to sit more defensively in that scenario. We've got the 2 at the back. Like, their striker was so isolated. Let's look at that. Spit it out, Ben. Let's see what Negredo got up to in this game. He came on in the second half. Stuani started the game, of course. I'm just interested to see just how involved Stuani was in the entire game. So he completed 4... So he wasn't really in our area at all. In fact, let's look at his heat map, shall we? And see where he was in this game. If we look at Stuani there then, you can see, not in our area at all. We must have kept the ball really well. I'm going to check that in a minute. Again, when Negredo came on, did exactly the same thing. We must have kept the ball, as I say, really, really well. If we look at the match stats. Yeah, 600 passes. My good grief. 86% completed as well. 58% possession. They were barely in our half. Like, they've had shots as well. But, again, I wonder where those are from. Because we seem to be stopping teams getting really clear-cut opportunities on goal at all. So these are the Middlesbrough shots. I mean, actually, in reality, we didn't have that many compared to them. on target at least. Hang on, did they have more shots than us in the game? They did, by a distance as well. I know they're the home side, but that seems ridiculous. Anyway, let's look at Middlesbrough shots then. I say 4 from outside the area, 2 or 3 or so 4 from the edge, a couple of close ranges as well that were blocked, I assume, off target there, close range. I mean, we didn't even see any of these. They could well have been from corners. Did they have a lot of corners in the game? If we come down to here, they had 6 corners, we had 10. Of course, we scored from our set pieces as well. Goals for Henderson and Van Dijk then. And actually, like, we kept the ball really well. Didn't create too much, but took the chances when they came. And I think that, as a performance from a team, is kind of what you're looking for. So that's going to bring us to the end today. We're going to stay in 5th position as we go forward then into the upcoming games. And Manchester United next time out, of course, top of the league. They've got a game in hand on us as well. That team's what's gone well, my word. That should be a really exciting one then. Manchester United, top of the table. A big crunch game. If you're looking forward to it, drop a like. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. And we love with care. From Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of The Liverpool Save. Goodbye.